Hi, my name is Connor Nelson, and I am a graduating senior in the class of 2019 at Burlington Edison High School. I'm here today to finally answer the highly anticipated question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Personally, I believe we shouldn't be asking what we wanted to be, but instead who we want to be. Every year the rules are changed and the world becomes more flexible to who we want to be. The options are endless. I live in a generation where bending the norms of society is not frowned upon, but instead encouraged. Because now in this world, the next generation are not adapting to society, but instead we let society adapt to us. After seeing endless slideshows and poster boards, I want to be a part of the process where we should strive to do something more than normal, and for this presentation I want to do something different. Something that has more meaning to me, and hopefully to you too. Well, here I am, grown up. In this presentation, I hope to finally have answered the so anticipated question and how I got here through my academic development, goals, and personal development. I started this journey attending Little Mountain Elementary, and then Mount Baker Middle School, and then my first 2 years of high school at Mount Vernon High School, and finally my last 2 at Burlington Edison. Music is something that I've been involved with since elementary school. I was involved with 8 years of band as well as 8 years of choir. Ever since elementary, I challenged myself with higher achieving classes and programs. I took numerous honors reading, writing, math, and science classes all the way up until high school, where I enrolled in 4 AP courses. On top of that, I fit in tons of electives such as photography, videography, graphic design classes, and multiple music classes, which helped me grow into these passions that I have now, expand my creativity, and just help me experience more. I hope to be able to incorporate these passions into a career. High school was not always easy, and it shouldn't be. High school isn't a positive experience for a lot of individuals, but it's a place for growth. I found myself at Mount Vernon High School, going day to day through high school, acting as someone that I wasn't. I quickly fell into a state of mind that what people think and my social status matters greatly. I surrounded myself with people that I shouldn't have and wasn't acting myself. The summer going into my junior year, I ended up getting on a bus full of kids I didn't know at 3 a.m. in the morning, headed for Malibu Young Life Camp for a week. Not knowing who these people were, I originally acted myself and felt accepted by these people immediately. I ended up having one of the best weeks of my life. These kids all attended Burlington Edison High School. After a week at camp, I made the hardest and most mature decision I've ever made. I left everything I had at MVHS and transferred. I let my weaknesses get the best of me in my first 2 years of high school, but I think my maturity and ability to continuously be thinking about my future and my positive changes in the long run is one of my greatest strengths. Right now I am on track to graduate high school with an cumulative GPA of 3.7. This is something that I am very proud of because I didn't just take the easy required classes, but instead I took 4 AP courses and multiple honors courses while filling my schedule with numerous other activities such as 4 years of high school with 3 seasons of sports including track, cross country, basketball, soccer, multiple music electives, multiple clubs including Key Club, National Honor Society, Green Club, Outdoor Leadership, DECA, ASB, and other activities during my little free time throughout my church and community, at which I volunteered my time, racking up over 100 hours of volunteering. In high school, I was in National Honor Society in the honor roll for 4 years. Honors such as these have helped me get awarded scholarships like the Evergreen State Scholarship, Salem Lutheran Scholarship, and the Mike Cornelson Scholarship. Awards like these in high school are what make it possible for me to expand my education into college. Through all these years in high school, I spent all my time pushing myself academically and filling up my schedule to the brim, trying to be as involved as possible. I was trying to do as much as I could, trying to be as well-rounded as possible. I never understood why I stressed so much over my busy schedule trying to excel in everything I did, giving up my free time in school and staying home studying on the weekends. It didn't make any sense to me until letters started coming in the mail from colleges that said, "We want you." Soon after that, letters that said, "We have accepted you into our school." And then letters after that said, "We are giving you money to come to our school because we want you." It wasn't until this moment that I realized why I put myself through all this. Schools and organizations wanted to give me money, free money because they saw how hard I had been working and how much time I had dedicated. I realized that because I didn't go home right away every day after school, because I didn't spend constant nights out with my friends, schools wanted me enough to pay for me to come. You know, in the moment, it sucked, spending the majority of my time working on my education and building my experience. But now looking back at it, which one was really more important? Temporary fun and increased social status in a community of people that you will hardly ever see again after graduation? Or acceptance in the schools with paid tuition that will ultimately decide how your career starts and potentially decides the rest of your life? For my junior job shadow, I job shadowed Tim Hansen, who is the CEO of a number of Camping World stores around Washington and Oregon. Although I wasn't very interested in becoming a manager like him, I still started to become more interested in the career of business. Some of the things that he told me that what got me interested was, right out of high school, he got a job in business and succeeded right away. He told me that the better you are at what you do and the harder you work, the more you'll succeed. He told me that it's not just a job where you have a schedule that you do every day, but instead the harder you work, the more money you'll make, and what you sell is what you make. I struggled for a long time with deciding on what I wanted to study in college. Ever since I could write my name, adults would ask me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" At that age, kids would either say a princess or a ninja. The same question has continued to be asked throughout students' years in school, but the question changes the older you get into something like, what do you want to do after high school? Or in this case, what does your career development look like? My whole life, I have answered the same question the same way. I don't know. I genuinely didn't know. I thought it was unfair to be asking me such a huge question that ultimately decided the rest of my life. A lot of students going through school had to take the required boring classes where we sit at a desk all day and cram information into our heads because we feel like we are forced to and not because we want to. Students need to be thinking about their future, yes. But it wasn't until people stopped asking me what I wanted to do after high school did I figure it out. I quit stressing over the perfect answer to this question and went into my senior year thinking, it's my last year. I've crammed credit after credit into my schedule, and for my last year, I have options. I took a wide array of classes to explore what I liked and didn't like. I ended up dropping 2 classes that semester, one of them being AP, not because I had a bad grade. I actually had A's in both classes, but I had tried them out and realized I didn't like them. So I wondered, why was I wasting my time learning something that I didn't like? So why don't I use this opportunity to try something else? It wasn't until I took AP Statistics and realized that this is the only math class I've taken in 12 years of school that I actually enjoyed. And then it all started to fall into place. I found a core subject that I enjoyed that directly correlates with business, and for my junior job shadow, I had an up-close look at a real business job and the endless opportunities that go along with it. I realized every passion of mine could potentially be incorporated to a job in the field of business, marketing, or advertising. I played so many seasons of sports I don't think I could have a life without it. I participated in 12 years of sports throughout high school, 4 years of basketball qualifying for the state tournament my senior year. I'm currently on my 3rd varsity letter in track, and I'm ranked to go to state in 3 events, placing at state in the 5th spot on all-time VHS records of the 300-meter hurdles. I also started getting into photography and videography, as you can see by my media choice for this presentation. I could go on and on about the things I love to do, from sports to music to video games to photography to traveling and culture. But the reality is, I'm not going to be a professional athlete. I'm not going to be the next biggest artist. But what I finally realized is all the time I spent with these activities did not go to waste. I could potentially incorporate all these passions through working for businesses that specialize in them. Any sports company, any music company, the options are endless. So what do I want to be when I grow up? Or should I say who? I want to be someone who studies business at Oregon State University. Someone who is just as involved as they were in high school. Someone who finds a job marketing or in advertising for a corporation or multiple corporations that are centered around my passions. Well, we started at the beginning, and now we're to the end. I covered my academic career and personal development, and I hope by now you have a good idea about what my past and my future holds. So thank you for your time and joining me. I'm sure in another 4 years I'll be talking about this topic once again, going on to another stage of my life. One mark met, and one step closer to what life holds for me next.